Morning, Mrs. Rogers here. Time for another story this week. This week I'm going to read to you a book called Ben's Trumpet, and it's by Rachel Isadora. I don't have many authors with a last name that begins with I. Um, this book was published by Green Willow Books, and I love this. Look how great this looks. So interesting, doesn't it? And see how he keeps doing this here? Look at this. Think this is the dedication. Libby. Libby. Later today, Mrs. Rogers is going to put up some pictures of letters she found in nature. In the evening, Ben sits on the fire escape, listens to the music from the Zigzag Jazz Club. He joins in, playing his trumpet. Sometimes he plays until very late, and he falls asleep in the hot night air. Every day on the way home from school, Ben stops by the Zigzag Club and he watches the musicians practice. The pianist, the saxophonist, the trombonist, the drummer, but most of all, Ben thinks the trumpeter is the cat's meow. You know what that means, the cat's meow? It means he thinks he's the best. There's that zigzagging again. I love this. Ben feels the rhythm of the music all the way home. He plays for his mama, grandmother, and baby brother. There he is. He plays for his papa and his friends. One day, Ben is sitting on the stoop and playing his trumpet. I like your horn, someone says. It is the trumpeter from the Zigzag Club. Ben smiles and watches him as he walks to the club. The next day after school, Ben stops and listens to the musicians practicing a red hot piece. He starts blasting away on his trumpet, and some kids in front of the candy store watch him. Hey, what you doing? They yell. Ben stops and turns around. What you think you're doing? They ask again. I'm playing my trumpet, Ben answers. Man, you crazy. You got no trumpet. And they laugh and laugh. Ben put his hands in his pocket and walked slowly home. He sits on the stoop and watches the blinking lights of the Zigzag Jazz Club. He sits there a long time, just watching. Down the street, the band comes out for a break. The trumpeter comes over to Ben. "Where's your horn?" he asks. "I don't have one," Ben says. The trumpeter puts his hands on Ben's shoulders. "Come on over to the club," he says. "And we'll see what we can do." That's the end. So here are some things you could do with this type of story today. First of all, you could write your own story. Look at everything is just done in black and white. So you could just use a pencil and paper and make a story and draw all the pictures. Another thing is maybe you could ask your folks to put some jazz music on. Jazz is a very wonderful, beautiful music, and you might enjoy it. You could also be just like Ben and decide which instrument you like. And while the jazz is playing, you can play your instrument too. Because remember, Ben wasn't really playing on an instrument in the beginning. It's all about using your imagination. Hope you have a great day today, and I'll see you next week for another story.